All right, so we're going to talk about a very quick, easy way for you to do videos. It's one of the methods, one of the formats, and we're going to get started right away. All right, so as you can see here on the screen, we've got a finished product here. All right, this is a finished project that took, I'd say, around 20 minutes to create. It's similar to cooking a meal. It's pretty good equivalent there, or metaphor. So this one is about 2 minutes when it was finished. All right, so it's a 2-minute video. Let's recreate it. So the way to do that is you create a project up here. All right, we're using Final Cut, and new project. All right, so here we get this new window, and now the first thing is we have to import clips. So we're gonna go File, Import, and then grab some files here. So iMovie Events, and then this is the folder where those clips are. So let's create a new sequence there, right? And let's drop them onto the timeline. It's going to ask me if I'm cool with them or whatnot. Yeah, I'm good with it. And then let's see what we've got. So as you can see there, it's a lot different than the way the video started, huh? So just by scrolling the mouse back and forth on the timeline, by clicking on this this light gray color, you can kind of just scroll through it. And it looks like around here or something. Wow, that is totally not what the way that the video started. And so what I'll do is I'll grab. And a lot of this is going to be driven by audio. Sometimes it isn't, like if you're doing a music video or something like that. But basically what I'm going to do here, and this is something I want to explain right now, is I put in points and out points. All right, that's I and O on the keyboard. The other keys I might use are these arrows to go back and forth like that. You'll see me doing that a lot. But it's usually I and O, spacebar to play, these two arrows. And of course, sometimes copying and pasting and stuff over here, the X, C, V. But you're going to see a lot of I and O. You're going to see a lot of this, these little arrows. And of course, you can see why I wanted to explain that really quick, right? So let's delete that and let's see what we got. It's like you're climbing a mountain. All right. So this is how we want the video to start. All right. So we're going to put this over here. And right now, for the next few minutes, you're just going to be doing process of elimination here. You're just going to be annihilating stuff that you don't want in the video. All right, and that's what we're going to do for like the next 10 minutes. That's the hardest part. It's the part that takes the longest, etc. All right, check it out. I press spacebar. It's like you're climbing a mountain. Now, let's stop it after I say mountain, and let's put an endpoint that may or may not be a cut. But I'm just going to put an endpoint just like as a little marker. And all right, you see? I don't like that, and I didn't have a script, so I was just talking out of my you-know-what. So let's see if we can in-point and out-point it right there. Let's see. So-and-so's next. Yeah, perfect. All right, so we're just going to do delete. All right, so let's start where we ended off. So-and-so's next to you climbing. So-and-so's next to you climbing. And your relationship is pretty competitive. It's like, who's going to get to the top first? Not sure if I did this in the original version, but I don't like the and the you know what I'm saying and all that type of stuff, so I take that out. Is pretty competitive. Now here we go with that arrow. Now there's the competitive, right? And this is the E, the last sound that came from the word competitive. You see that, right? Now, forward, Now there's going to be an or or something like that. So right there, you kind of found with the audio, you found like in the middle there, and we're going to do an in point. It's like, there we go. Out point. You see what I'm doing there, guys? All right. So I'm taking out all the you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, and we just do that along the line, along the timeline here.
Who's going to get to the top first?
All right. Possible in point.
A lot of the time, sometimes you might say, "Hey, dude, you're about to."
In point. I could tell I was gonna stutter or something like that, so just gonna put it in point there.
Climb.
Now you hear the C? Out point, right?
Climb over that rock or that tree coming out of the mountain. Can I help out a little bit?
All right, there is a space between tree or that mountain, right? So we're going to find that.
Mountain, can I help out a little bit? Of the mountain, can I help out?
All right before
or that tree coming out of
the. All right, so what I'm doing there, guys, is I'm playing with the space bar, right? You play it.
Can I help out a little bit?
And then you stop it, and then you use these to kind of hear what's going on. Now, I'm going bum 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 bum, forward, but a lot faster, like that's even faster than holding it down. Actually, it's not. I guess it's the same thing, but I usually go up like that, forward, or I'll do it with this finger so you can see, or backwards. Forward, backwards, forward. So I do that, and then I set an out point or in point. If you do the out point and the in point, and you press delete, it's going to take out what is in between the in point and the out point. All right, so look, check it out in real time without me talking, how fast you can actually do this, right?
Mountain, can I help out a little bit?
There's a space. I don't like that.
I can kind of see that you're going to slip over that mountain. It's like kind of...
All right, we don't even need that at all. All right, I'm going to do an in point back where I had done the original one.
I can kind of see that you're going to slip over that mountain. It's like kind of professional courtesy or whatnot.
All right, let's keep the professional courtesy.
Over that mountain,
That's a tricky one because it's like really close together.
It's like kind of professional.
Not enough. Let's put a little bit of it back. This is kind of like, I'm going to do 2 frames, and then I'm just going to stretch it.
It's like kind of professional courtesy.
Maybe 1 frame. You could hear that audio,
It's like kind of professional courtesy or whatnot. It's the same thing as like a restaurant next to you or another restaurant. There's like 800 restaurants in your near vicinity. I'm
going to do an in point. And remember, a lot of the time,
and
if you're first hearing something, you're going to want to play it and learn it a little bit, If you're doing it a second time like this, I could do it a lot probably in 10 minutes or something, this whole thing. But, once it is all chopped, so easy. That's the end. We're talking 2 minutes after it's all chopped. You just put them all together. Every other one you make bigger, and then you add some sound effects, and you're good to go.
You say, hey, I've got a grand opening coming. Are you guys going to help out your fellow man? And then they may or may not help you out.
All right, I think that's it for this one.
Going to help out your fellow.
All right, so I'm just going to chop all of that. We don't need that. Now we go on to this next one. So you go like that, right? set the out point first. In point, boom.
Customers, it's like in the business.
Oh, I'm all messing up there, so let's find where I really do it. In the business to business world. All right, here we go. Out point, in point, boom. Get rid of that.
In the business to business world, customers are climbing as well.
In point.
They may or may not be above you or below you.
All right. That in point I put, I'm not going to use. I'm actually going to put a new in point right there.
In altitude.
And I'm going to make in altitude closer. All right.
In altitude. So, for instance, for a customer who's just getting started climbing the mountain, you're like, hey, I'm in business to business.
All right. So basically what I'm going to do, and I'll speed up this tutorial now, is I'm going to take those and I'm going to put them all together. All right. After you're done. You don't need to do it just yet. Do it after you're done with the whole thing. But I'm going to put them over like this. And then what I'm going to do, imagine this whole thing is all chopped and it's like, and it looks like that, right? Now, here's the first clip, here's the second clip, here's the third clip. For this third clip, I click on it like that, and I go like this. And I make it bigger. I zoom in. Now, I skip one, and I go to the next one. It's kind of like piano keys, you know, like keys on a piano. All right, see what I'm doing there? Then I go over here. I'm just going to do that down the whole line. Now, after I'm done with that, I'm going to go up here to Effects, and I'll grab, because this is all kind of dark, right? So, I'm going to grab Levels, and I'll drop Levels on the first clip. I double click on there, and I've got access to my levels now. What I'll do is I'll just touch the gamma, and I'll get it looking the way I want it to look. And then I'll just drag and drop this gamma over the whole thing. Alright, like so. After I'm done with the gamma, I'm pretty much good to go. I mean, check out the...
You're climbing a mountain. So-and-so's next to you climbing. So-and-so's next to you climbing. And your relationship is pretty competitive. Who's going to get to the top first? Yep.
Alright, you see what I'm saying? Now it's all real. There's not going to be any mistakes. It's going to look exactly the way I want it to look and everything. And then I'm going to import some sound effects and some sounds and stuff. So what I do is I come over here and I go iStock, right? iStock video or iStock audio, and look what I get. I get tons and tons of iStock sounds and stuff like that. So I'm going to speed up. At this point, I'm going to show you the actual project of what I had done, right? I imported a bunch of iStock stuff. After I'd done chopping, right, this looks familiar now, right? After I was done with that, I added iStock here and down here. I added 2 more audio tracks, and it was a very simple video, you know? But, it's pretty funny, and it was done very, very quickly, you know? I mean, all in all, I think it was just taking... How long is the unedited footage? Let's see. It's about 6 minutes. Yeah, it's about 5 minutes. So I took 5 minutes and I edited it down to 2 minutes. All right. So there's a lot of stuff in between, but this is the end result was.
It's like you're climbing a mountain. So and so's next to you climbing. So and so's next to you climbing. And your relationship is pretty competitive. Who's going to get to the top first? A lot of the time, sometimes...
All right, so do you see how the music came in there? And then I wanted to get rid of the music. The music was like for the mountain climbing. I wanted to make it sound like, real, exciting or whatever. So when I start talking about the restaurants and stuff...
Mountain, can I help out a little bit? Like kind of professional courtesy or whatnot. It's the same thing as like...
You see, now I had some transitions there. You get those audio transitions from effects and then crossfade. So also, in between, sometimes if an audio sounds weird, like in between, like this.
So
You might want to put an audio transition in between these, right here, for instance. But in that case, what you do is instead of 1 second, you make it 0 seconds, 1 centisecond. Is that a millisecond? All right. And then that's a tiny, tiny little transition. It's just 1 frame. I think that's frames. So you drop in the frame and the transition that's the size of a frame, and then it sounds so smooth. You know what I mean?
So, for instance,
here's an example of where it didn't sound good, but I made it sound good.
Who is visible?
That without the transition wouldn't have sounded very good. But yeah, that's the end result, is you just chop it down that way. The next tutorial we'll learn another format. Maybe we'll do a music video where it's totally different. It's done entirely a different way. You drop the sound down first, and then you take clips and you drop clips on top of the sound, which is a lot different. You have the sound locked, and that'll be an interesting tutorial. You really enjoy that. All right, so thanks very much, guys. Thanks for watching.